Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Krista and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for today's reading, I am super excited. As you can see, I have a beautiful setup. I've been eyeballing these flowers at the store for a while. I really love the combination of colors, and the flowers themselves kind of picked the topic for this. Just the colors of everything made me think of the heart. And I even went out and bought a green piece of fabric so I could do more heart-centered, like heart chakra, kind of evoke that heart energy. But yeah, so the prompt that came through for this reading is listen to your heart, an exploration of the life and light of your truest compass. So I really have no idea what's going to come through. All I know is I want to help tap into your heart. I want you to listen to your heart space, understand the capacity for love that you have, understand the profound compass and north star that your heart really truly is for you. Understand that all of your heart's deepest desires are meant to come to fruition, etc., etc., etc. So we will just see, we will go down the rabbit hole. You can choose from 4 carnations of different colors. You can choose group number 1 with the white carnation, group number 2 with the 2 red carnations, group number 3 with the pink carnation, or group number 4 with the sage green carnation. And go ahead and click the corresponding timestamp down below, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Krista and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for today's reading, the prompt that came through is listen to your heart, an exploration of the life and light of your truest compass. So my intention with this is to tap into your heart space and to listen. It's as simple as that. Each reading is going to be unique because each person who comes needs to hear something different from their heart. So I'm just leaving it wide open and just stay open. That's my request for you. And we are also entering into the infinite prayer. This will be an extended session off of the reading. I will have a link down below if you'd like to participate in that. The infinite prayer is a guided visualization and Reiki blessing. It is a powerful transmission, and it is specifically for those who this reading resonated deeply with. And it's an extension of the reading, it's a deepening of the reading, and ultimately it is a powerful container where you can access the beautiful healing waters of the divine. You can access the beautiful healing waters of the divine on your own, of course, but what is unique about the infinite prayer is my guiding voice, my encouragement through it, the affirmations that come through. I just know that in my Patreon, when I do the infinite prayer sessions, they feel so sacred and so powerful. And I would just recommend doing it if this resonates with you. So, alrighty, let's go ahead and get into your reading. So you chose group number 1 with the white carnation, and this little white carnation has a little bud popping off the side. So I wonder if that's a signal or a sign for anyone that something new is about to be budding in your life, or maybe a new heart awakening is happening for you. But the white carnation, well, white in particular is a color that symbolizes purity, peace, and new beginnings. So actually, yeah, new beginnings. That's so funny. That's a perfect confirmation for that. So we are going to do a channel message from this white carnation, and let's see what she has to say to you. You are so loved, so seen, so honored, so pure. In nature and in heaven, you are seen so lovingly. You're looked upon like a mother looks upon their newborn baby child. You are gazed upon with so much love, 24/7 all the time. And if you don't feel it, it's just a product of being human. But that love is always there. It's always been there. You're never alone, always seen, always heard, always empathized with. Even when you feel like you're screaming into the ethers and no one's hearing you, they are, and they understand. Your deepest hurts and your deepest pains are understood, empathized with. They're valid. You are valid in all of your experience of this human life. Loved, seen, understood, honored. Do not for 1 second ever think that no one hears you. You're always heard. All right, that is your lovely message from the White Carnation. It really felt like a part of your heart that feels unseen or unheard or unvalidated was really being touched on in that message. The places in your being where you feel like no one sees you or no one gets you, or maybe the frustrations and the pain points that you're experiencing, that you have experienced, where you just feel like you have to walk through it alone. You're never alone. That's the message there. All right, so let's go ahead and see what your oracle card from the Treekeepers Oracle is. And you have number 35 with Keeper of the Invisibles. So we have a man with a mask on playing a violin. And if you look closely, you'll see there's a goddess type figure up here in the sky, and then there are lots of beings seemingly dancing to the music that he's playing. And again, it's touching on this feeling of we see you, we honor your song, and every note you play lands on loving ears. Every single note you play, every step you take, every little action step towards faith and towards love that you take is seen, heard, acknowledged, honored. Everything matters. You matter so much, especially when you feel like you don't. You truly matter. Especially when you feel like you're walking through the sludge of life and you take one more step forward. That's when this team of angels and beings and team of love that surrounds you is more proud of you than ever. Just know that. And wow, for some reason I didn't even put 2 and 2 together that it says Keeper of the Invisibles. So you are not invisible. You are seen. It's a very powerful message here. All right, I want to pull some cards from the Secret Language of Animals Oracle cards. See what kind of animal spirits you have with you, because no doubtedly you do have animal spirits. In this card there were birds and horses and lots of beings surrounding you. So let's see what else comes through. Okay, more bird. Bird energy is strong so far. We have the black cockatoo with number 45. Herald, confidence, companionship, and communication. And then you have the timber wolf. Instinct, guidance, belonging, and order, number 39. I wonder if this phase of life is important for you, because we have 35, 39, and 45. So I wonder if that kind of 10-year period between 35 and 45 could be a very significant shift for you. It could be a shift where you are entering into with companionship here, and just this overall message of kind of feeling like you're not seen or something like that. It kind of feels like you might be walking into a new phase of your relationship with the wolf to the pack in a way, or to your pack, or finding a new pack. And even with the flower, with this little new bud here, it's like the budding of something new. It feels like it could have to do with your community, because I could see this being someone who is full of faith, who is moving forward in their life one step at a time, in their art, in their work, one step at a time, in their spiritual journey, in their inner growth. And I'm seeing like so much being shed away during that process. But there has to be, like, when you leave a void, it leaves a door open for something new. So I really do feel like you're walking into a new era of companionship, connection, belonging, and a settledness with who you are, how you're valued within the human community. And the human community can be in the greater whole, but also in your immediate, like your family or your intimate friend group. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Journey of Love Oracle. Yeah, I keep feeling like I just want to shake this energy up. With this guy playing the instrument and all these beings dancing. Dancing could be really healing for you. I feel like I just want to, like, even with shuffling these cards, they feel like the energy feels so stagnant, and I just want them all, like, shifted. I want everything to shift. And so maybe there is this push and pull tension going on between the old and the new. And let's see. Okay, we have the Pearl Threaded, number 38. It's within that, number 38 is within that block of time. Well, no, it's adding a little bit, 38 to 45. And then we have, 61 with She Loves. Aw. I was looking into the messages in the book behind these two cards, and number 61 with She Loves is about forgiveness. And then number 38, I actually want to read it to you because it's very relevant. So it says, though we labor through the illusion of individuality and have to face our inner challenges in solitude, our spiritual transformation is not an independent event, nor is it for our victory alone as we approach the enlightened way of all-embracing love. Each human being is a pearl on the Divine Mother's garland, gradually assuming luster and revealing beauty, worth, and radiance over many lifetimes. Together we are creating a precious offering in return for her gift of life. We can learn to draw on the collective effort to allow our journey to become integrated into the journey of the group without being weighed down, and instead to be lifted up. To do this, we honor the thread that connects each one of us as one divine being, just like the various fingers that belong to the one hand. Then we honor the pearl essence of our divine nature, that we are capable of growth and transformation, becoming divine beauty. This oracle brings you a message. You are to shift your perspective to allow all groups that you are involved in to become a source of energetic lifting rather than depletion. If a group you are involved in cannot do this for you, then you may not be in a vibrational resonance, and it might be time to seek a group that is more energetically supportive of your vibration. Trust your feelings and don't be scared to open up and allow yourself to connect with others. That way you can truly know if a group or gathering is for you or if you need to move on. But do trust that you are not alone on your journey, and the soul connections that will nourish you will draw you to them, like strands of pearls on the Divine Mother's necklace. Hearts apart remember love, and time stands still. Okay, so you are meant to feel a part of the collective, a part of, like it says, a part of the Divine Mother's garland. And the main message that came through when I read that, or the thing that popped out the most to me, was this message about connecting to whatever group that you are in, that you find yourself in, and finding a way, finding the thread that exists there and nurturing that thread. And if there is no thread, then to leave that behind and seek out groups or environments that provide you with that. But I like that message because it feels like in even areas where you don't feel, it's not like a full 100% divine soul connection where they get you fully, all of you kind of thing. It's a recognition of the divine thread that still exists there, and that's valuable and that's worthy of being nurtured. So I think a lot of us can relate, in certain ways, like our birth family. Sometimes we don't fully 100% feel like we can be ourselves in our birth family, but yet, of course, we know we belong there, and we know that there's unconditional love there, and it's, of course, a thread that's worth nurturing. So the message here is nurture the relationships where there's unconditional love, and find those places where you need to create healthy boundaries, but honor the places where that divine connection, that infinite connection just simply exists. I'm going to go ahead and get into some tarot cards. I'm going to pull from the Light Seers Tarot. Ooh, I feel like that something just landed for a lot of you because I was having a hard time with the Oracle cards, shuffling them, and it felt like I was like pulling teeth to get a message out. And now all of a sudden the tarot just was like, bloop, bloop, yep, okay, pull a card. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups. Love that. Childhood, soulmate connections. We have the Hierophant. Ooh, lots of similar colors. We have the Two of Pentacles. Ooh, the Fool. I do think there is a significant new beginning that's about to happen for you in terms of, because this reading is about relationships. It's in terms of your relationships, your circles, your friendships, and it could even be potential partnership, but it has to do with your connections and your feeling. And it could even be simply your feeling connected to the greater whole in a new way. We have the Empress. That's beautiful. And the Queen of Cups. Wow, that's amazing. So the opportunity here for you is a deeper connection to yourself and to your place in everything. There's an honoring and recognition of just how loved you really are. It's like you're finally waking up to it. That's what this card feels like with the Queen of Cups. She's such a compassionate, loving, overflowing, and giving person, and it comes natural to her. And you're finally, and she being you, you're finally waking up to the reality that the energy that you channel, the love that you channel so naturally, so effortlessly, has always been extended to you. This is how the divine loves you. And you're finally opening your heart to truly receive it, to truly receive feelings of belonging, of unconditional love, unconditional acceptance for all of who you are, in your imperfections, in your confusions, in your not really knowing exactly 100% who you are sometimes. It doesn't matter, because this is unconditional love that tells you, even when you don't know who you are, I love that part of you too. I love all parts of you, even the confused parts. And this is coming from both heaven, both the divine and humanity. And this is your awakening. This is your heart awakening, that this love has always been extended to you and existed for you within humanity. And it's all around you. It's always been all around you. And it's a feeling of a veil being lifted, like you walking through the world feeling isolated or feeling like no one sees you. And then finally just waking up one day and realizing that everyone sees you and we all see each other in some way and we're all there for each other. And that love's available. And it's you being that love as well for others. So when the veil lifts, it not only lifts for you to receive the love, but for you to give it to more people as well. With the Empress being here, there's such an abundance of... It feels as if you're walking into an existence of reality where you're realizing that love exists in every nook and cranny of this earth. That the sights of unconditional love doesn't leave out any pit of darkness that exists on this earth. And it's always been that way. As much, darkness as we humans can conjure up, this love never leaves our side. It's just ever pervasive. And I know this sounds kind of intense, but it's like even if the worst happens, the worst that could happen on earth takes you to a place of endless universal love. And that's the point. This love exists everywhere, and being human, we can lose sight of that, but it doesn't mean it stops being true. The Fool can be about leaps of faith. This girl, she almost looks like, well, she has a wand in her hand and a crystal, and she's leaning over. It almost feels like she's holding on to a stick, and she's like leaning over the cliff, and she's just like, if I fall, I fall. And that's interesting because I actually had a dream about that the other day. I had a dream where I was holding on to like branches over a chasm, and I don't know why. So that's interesting. Yeah, there's an energy with this card of, I'm going to hold on loosely, and if I fall, I trust. There's a sacred geometry in a pool of water under the cliff, and she's got her crystal. I don't know. This is interesting. It's like the crystal and the light coming forward towards the crystal. The wand can be representative of action as well. And it's like this is my intention with my crystal. I'm going to take action steps with my wand, and then I'm just going to fall into place. I'm just going to let go. These are the things that anchor me. But if I fall into a new reality, if I fall into a scary pit, there's not much more I can do. So there's a really profound sense of trust coming through with where you're going. And I don't know if you feel that yet, but if you don't, it's coming. There will be a trust and a leaping into, not even a leaping, a falling into faith, really. A surrender is coming through. And it feels very freeing. Yeah, you're going to be caught when you let go. I kind of feel like these 3 cards are meant to be one message. That's what I just relayed. And then these 3 cards. As you can see, the colors kind of coincide with each other. So I'm curious we have the Hierophant. And by the way, you have 50% major arcanas, which is significant life shifts. And that's rare because the major arcanas take up less of the deck. So with the Hierophant, meaning higher wisdom, a deep surrender to, ancient wisdom, really, universal wisdom. And the 6 of Cups can be about your past, it can be about your childhood, but it can also be about soulmate relationships. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles, which is this balancing of intentions or tasks. This is interesting. We have the little boy with his puppy, and then I would call it a teenager with his older dog, because it can be a grown man because dogs don't live that long. But we have these little cups that kind of take you to the next phase of your life. And then the Hierophant has steps that go up to this. It's like a tower of wisdom. So it feels like there's something coming through about a journey, a shift. Again, with that 10-year period we kind of tapped in up here, 11-year period. There's something about you shifting in, like you're gaining wisdom. And it could have something to do with the work that you've been doing with the Two of Pentacles. And I like this Two of Pentacles because one feels very much existing in the ethers and one feels very like rooted on the earth. And it's also, that's kind of, these two feel linked in a way, because I mentioned the wand being action and the crystal being intention. So those feel actually like that thread is existing within these two cards. So there's something here about the work you're doing and how it feels like it's helping to shift the planet. It feels like it's helping to awaken the planet. I'm going to pull some cards from the Tarot of Oneness and get some more clarity around that. Now I'm thinking of the work you do and how it's going to evolve and shift over your life. Your life purpose is going to evolve and shift and grow. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Fool again. Wow. We have Death and Rebirth. And the Moon. Oh my gosh, these are all 4 major arcanas. This is a powerful message. Okay. So the message that's coming through for you about your work and about your life purpose. You have no idea what your work, your purpose, your intentions, and your actions are going to lead you to. With the Empress being next to the Death and the Moon card, the energy that's being evoked with that is your creativity, infinite possibility, but also bringing your mind down into your body, and more so listening to your body moving forward with your purpose, with your work, with the way you serve humanity. It will be an ever unfolding, ever shifting, always evolving. And this also applies to your experience of life and identity. But in particular, with your work, your purpose, you will be shedding identities around that consistently through your life. So there's a strong urging and message not to get hung up on what you're meant to do on this planet, because that will just hold you back. With the Fool being here twice, both about your relationships and about your work, you will be doing new things that are a little bit scary, that are a little bit different, that teeter on the edge of the unknown your entire life. That is what you will always be doing. You will always be that trailblazer. You will always be that person who's not afraid to tip the scales into a new, more loving reality. You're going to be that person who's not afraid to look weird or act weird or do the weird thing, do the quote unquote crazy thing, do the more outlandish thing. You're going to be the person who follows a flow of love and truth and doesn't give a damn what anybody thinks of what they're doing, because they know that what they're doing is a soul calling. You're going to be that person. It felt like when this message came through that you were living in a box or holding yourself back from moving forward And the only reason is because you weren't seeing beyond the box. You enclosed yourself into the box so deeply that you pinned down a part of your heart and a part of your soul, and you forgot about this explorative, open-hearted, open-minded part of you that's meant, like that boundary crossing, threshold crossing part of you. That's what you're meant to move forward into in this life. Things are changing profoundly for you. The Fool, Wheel of Fortune, the Death card, and the energy of change that we mentioned right off the bat from this reading, all of it is linking together to say profound shifts are in store for you in your life. And the way in which you're going to naturally and effortlessly move through these changes is to let yourself shed the old skin, is to let yourself, let parts of you that aren't really who you are, let them die off. Walk through the murkiness with this moon card. Walk through the murkiness of life for a while. The owl on the moon card is this assuredness and this reminder that you are never alone, that you are being guided. The Wheel of Fortune is all about divine guidance as well. And the Hierophant. You have so much that you can hold on to. You have so much inside of you that can feel like an anchor and a center through all this change. But you have to remember to hold on to that and take stock of that as you move forward. And listen to your intuition and listen to your inner voice. The world is never going to be that straight confirmation that you need that you're going the right way. Anything in the material world is vapid, and it's not going to help you moving forward with assuredness and knowing you're on the right path. You're going to find that from within. And as we mentioned, you are never alone. You are never alone. You are always seen, always validated. And if you've been feeling that way, it's because you're in this death, rebirth, moon, fool energy right now. It's because you're in a profound change right now. And it's only natural that you feel a sense of darkness or a sense of confusion or a sense of feeling lost on your path. That's normal. But don't look outside of you for confirmation that you're not lost. Look within, look within, look within. All right, so I'm going to pull a card from so it's called the Earth Warriors Oracle. It's a really beautiful oracle deck, and the guidebook has some really beautiful messages, and I'm going to read from the guidebook for you. So this is a final message before we get into the infinite prayer session. So your card is number 12 with Amuata. And you have another owl, by the way, lots of, again, with the bird energy, I really think it's spirit guides, guardian angels, but the owl is actually pretty significant in your reading. Alrighty, number 12, Amuata. Let's see what we have. Seek what feels true, even beyond the logical. If something doesn't feel right, challenge it and dig deeper. Educate and inform yourself on matters of importance to you. Trust that your mind is strong and bright enough to do this. Enhance your self-esteem by researching for information and trusting your intuition to help you discern what is useful and true. Have faith in your own mental abilities. If others have criticized you or made you feel inadequate in understanding, cast that off as belonging to the past and not relevant to you now. You will become immune to manipulation by others, who may be convincing but not necessarily accurate or helpful. Trust the power of your mind to receive and recognize the answers that you need. You will find your way. Test all opinions, advice, research, and alleged facts according to your own intuition and instinct. Select that which is helpful for you and notice that which is best cast aside, even if just for a time. Seek information and assistance from those that you can feel can assist you, and yet place no human advisor above the ultimate divine authority, which will guide you on how to proceed through a deep inner knowing. There is always new knowledge beyond existing boundaries of thought. We simply need to be open and willing to receive it with patience, discernment, and trust in the greater guiding power. The Oracle of Amuada comes to you with guidance that an answer is coming, an important piece of information, and that when you are centered in your heart, you will recognize that for what it is and know how to proceed. Spiritual guidance. Intuition and instinct are two forms of intelligence, one arising from the heart and the other from the wisdom of the body. These special forms of knowing are essential for living a wise and authentic life, one that is tuned into the love and truth that flows through our universe. Intuition can help us know without knowing how we know, showing us an accurate bird's eye view of a situation in a sudden flash of insight. Instinct can give us a stark and honest gut feeling about the intentions of another person or the real value of an opportunity. You do not need to have a logical explanation to justify your intuitive and instinctive recognition of falsehood, deception, or other misleading uses of information. These two forms of intelligence are ways of sacred feminine knowing. Then there are logic and intellect, which can also be gifts for humanity to use for great effect. Provided that logic and intellect are not used to cut off from sacred feminine knowing, they can play a very helpful role in living a happy and fulfilling life. Finding the correct information in this age, when there is an abundance of information with varying degrees of truth and helpfulness, is an important skill to develop. We can do this with a combination of logic and intuition. Sometimes intuition and instinct will tell you that a piece of information accepted by others is not actually true for you. That sacred feminine intelligence recognizes truth and is able to guide you as to how best to use it for your noble goals. The Oracle of Amuada comes to you with guidance suggesting that you take your time to inform yourself. If you have a decision to make, trust your instincts and your intuition above and beyond logic or other people's opinions, but make sure that you obtain the information that you feel is most useful to your decision-making process. Amuada urges you to take care around simply accepting the opinion or point of view of another, even if that person has been a trusted guide for a time or has many credentials. Sometimes your inner knowing shall encourage you to a different course of action, even if you have great respect for the person offering their opinion. The universe may simply have other plans for you. If you have ever been put down or judged as not being clever enough, or if your intellect has been worshipped and encouraged at the expense of the intuitions of your heart, the Oracle of Amuada comes to you now with a message of healing relief. There are many ways of knowing, and we are all unique in our particular combinations of intellect, instinct, intuition, and insight. You have been created exactly as you were meant to be for a sacred purpose. The judgments of others, for better or worse, are meaningless. What matters is that you find your own best way of sensing truth, honoring when something does not feel right, and moving forward when something rings true. Healing process. So there's a little kind of exercise here. Find a place to relax. Say this prayer aloud. I call upon the grace of unconditional love and the truth of the divine mind to empty and cleanse my mind and emotional body from fixed opinion, half-truths, and deceptions. May I trust and be patient so that I can see and know the highest level of truth available to me. May I give and receive peace, enlightenment, and helpful, accurate communication. May divine light shine bright and help all beings find their way. Through my own free will, so be it. Relax now for as long as you need. Perhaps close your eyes and focus on your breathing for several moments as you allow the power of your prayer to work at a spiritual level and beyond. Allow yourself to become empty and still and go into as deep a relaxation as possible for as long as feels good for you. You have completed your healing process. All right, group number 1, we are entering into the infinite prayer now, which is a guided visualization and Reiki blessing that is extremely powerful and an extension of this reading. So for your infinite prayer session, my intention is to help clear away the noise around you and deepen you into your intuition and authentic spiritual connection. So that's the prompt, the intention that I wrote. And if you feel called to head into there, I would love to have you over there. You can also check out my Patreon, where I offer one of those every single month along with 2 full readings. So there are options around the infinite prayer. And if you'd like, you can listen to my outro to see other ways that I can support you. Thank you so much for being here. I am honored by your presence. Bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick-a-flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to the Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel, my name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for this reading, the prompt that came through is listen to your heart, an exploration of the life and light of your truest compass. So it's as simple as that. Listen to your heart. I want to tap into your heart. I want to find messages from your heart, for your heart. And we're just going to go down the rabbit hole. So you chose, and we are also entering into the infinite prayer. So there will be a link down below if you'd like to participate in that. The infinite prayer is a space that you can enter into and receive a guided visualization and energy healing transmission. So I use Reiki and my intuition to give you the words and sacred space you need to receive a divine download, just a download directly from source. It's your own container. It's your own unique space. It is sacred to you. I am simply a reflection and a mirror to help magnify what it is that you need. So it's a really beautiful and powerful experience if you feel called to it. And it will directly relate to the energies that came through in this reading. So I hope I see you over there. But let's go ahead and get into your reading. You chose group number 2 with the pair of red carnations. So the color red is symbolic of passion, love, and courage. And I want to think that this being 2 roses is symbolic, two carnations is symbolic of unity. It can be symbolic of partnership, soulmates. We will see if that comes up in the reading, but I'm just going to attribute that to the flowers themselves. And we are doing a channeled message from the flower today, or flowers today. So let's see what this carnation has to say to you. Don't give up. It is so worth it. You're almost there. Keep taking one small step after the other. You've got this. Have the courage to believe that everything that led up to this moment was leading you exactly into the epitome and heart of everything you desire. It is darkest before the dawn. Just when you think you want to give up, just when you think it's not worth it, but you still move forward with that little last bit of energy you have to push yourself forward. that's when everything unfolds. Stay the course. Hold the pattern. You've got this. You've got this. You've got this. All right. Beautiful, encouraging message from the duo of red carnations there. I love that. We'll put this guy right over here. And so let's go ahead and pull your oracle card from the Treekeepers Oracle. And it is Keeper of Wonder, number 42. We have a woman writing in a journal. She has a dragon behind her. Lots of dragons. Dragons support mushrooms, a crow. I name these off because sometimes these symbols can be important totems for some of you out there. So they could be confirmations. The energy that's coming through is, and especially with that message that came through in the flowers, is there is so much more ahead of you with Keeper of Wonder. You still have dreams that you don't even know that you have, that exist in your heart, that are unmet and that will come to fruition. If you think you know all of the dreams on your heart, then you don't. You don't. Dive deep into your heart. There's so much exploration to do in there. There's so much more to you than you even can fathom. I see you moving forward, learning so much about yourself as you grow older, and being in awe of everything you didn't know about your soul and about your heart and about who you truly are, your deepest desires and purpose, and your capacity for love, your capacity for connection. You've only reached the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more for you. That's a really beautiful initial message here. I'm going to pull some cards from the Secret Language of Animals Oracle. So, oh, one flew out and I didn't realize it. Nice. We have the shark. Perception, focus, fear, and action. Interesting. Number 9. What's this guy? Ooh, Gaia. That's nice. Harmony, abundance, wholeness, and forgiveness. I just realized in group number 1, a card that had symbols of forgiveness came out, and I didn't really touch on it too much. So I wonder if some of you are extensions of group number 1, and maybe we'll touch on the forgiveness a little bit more. I think we will, because I'm kind of getting this, like I'm getting some pings in my heart when I talk about forgiveness. There's something here about you not moving forward because you're having a hard time forgiving yourself about something. Letting go of something that you've attributed as a part of your character. And there's a message here that this is not a part of your character. It never was. And it was only something that was cast upon you by external beings or forces. This was not you. This never was you. You took it to heart. You claimed it as your own. You claimed it as a part of you. And so you intertwined it into your being and you lived with it. And it's time to, really the message is you don't even need forgiveness because it was never you in the first place. So release this weight, release this feeling of need for forgiveness. Maybe that's the struggle. Maybe it's hard for you to find a way to forgive yourself when deep down you never did anything wrong. It could be, it just feels all intermingled in, and I'm seeing a crow as I say that, and I'm seeing black energy. So it feels like something that's intermingled into your being, and it's kind of tricky and murky, and it's hard to untangle. But ultimately, it's just simply something to cast off because it's not yours, and it never, ever, ever was yours to carry. What are you creating in your life? With the shark, it feels like you're highly focused on something. And with the shark tooth, it's like you're chewing on something. I think I'm going to pull a couple more cards from the Journey of Love and see what comes through. A lot of the cards that have been coming through in group number 1 and 2 have been in the 30s and 40s, I've noticed. So those could be significant decades for you, or a period of a decade could be important. Like this decade that you're in, this period of 10 years is one full cycle. We have sacred convergence, number 28. And number 64 with sensual awakening. Okay, and something's expanding here with the numbers too. It feels like an expansion, an opening. I see you suddenly allowing yourself to breathe, like your soul to breathe and expand into the world around it, being unabashedly yourself, unafraid to be yourself. There's this sacred unfolding happening that feels very physical. It feels like you're fully embodied in your body. You're fully embodied in your voice, in your mind, in your heart, and your being. And you're expressive in that. You're moving into expressing all of you in your authenticity and being unashamed or unafraid to do that with sacred convergence. And if you look at this, it is a community. There are so many beings converging here. Or it also is making me think of a convergence of you, of all the elements of you coming together naturally and beautifully, and you feeling free in all of it, and all of who you are. All elements of you are intertwined together beautifully. They land and they fall in place perfectly. And this has always been the way it's been meant to be for you. You've been meant to know yourself as a harmonized whole being, and you've been meant to experience a confident and powerful expansion and embodiment of that on planet Earth, and fully expressive as well. There's a feeling of being embodied in all of who you are and not being afraid of how people are perceiving you. It's not even a thought in your mind of how you're being perceived. You no longer care how others are judging you. Whereas in the past, maybe you've held back parts of yourself for fear of judgment. Now you're just all of who you are because you trust in who you are. You know you're good. You know all elements about you are good. You know that every single expression of who you are is good and is well-meaning and is loving and kind. And so you don't care anymore. It feels like a breath of fresh air. Like, I don't care anymore. I just don't. I'm not going to cater my words and my energy to fit into these fragments of society. Like, I just can't do it anymore. I just have to be me. And if that makes a bold statement, or if that ruffles a feather, or if that makes someone uncomfortable, it's really not my problem, because I am a being of love and goodwill and good nature. And so if love and goodwill and good nature ruffles someone's feathers, then that's not my business. And I'm kind and loving, and they'll learn from it. They'll learn from love. That's all there is to it. So sacred convergence could be this finally letting all of your love shine and overflow and converge with the world around you. Damn be the consequences of it. So let's go ahead and get into the tarot, the Light Seers Tarot. This feels like a recognition of the power that your heart holds. That the experience and recognition and embodiment of your heart and the love that exists there, this is a recognition of that center being everything that's most important for you. Your center is your heart. All of our centers should be our heart. It's literally the center chakra. It's the fourth chakra on the way down, and it's the fourth chakra on the way up. It is the center. And I've heard that the heart has like millions of more power, literal power, than the mind does. And so many of us live from the mind, unfortunately. But if we truly just lived from our heart space, our experience of life would be truly more real, and our impact on the world around us would be so much greater. So your first couple tarot cards. We have the Knight of Cups. Nice. It is a card of romance. We have the Seven of Pentacles. That's nice too. Ooh, wow. There's a lot of reciprocity, fruits of your labor kind of coming through. We have the Nine of Wands. Was that with you? Sorry, for some reason, sometimes I merge the readings, but the Nine of Wands is this, I think that was the message from the flowers for you. Keep going, that one last push, that one last step. Go when you don't even feel like going. Move forward when you don't feel like moving forward. That's what the Nine of Wands is about. And even like this woman here, she's tired. She's come a long way. She looks almost even a little bored, but she's still got that one little light. And if you've still got even the littlest inkling of spark that can just inch you forward, that's all you need to make a powerful shift and for everything to fall away and open up for you. We have the Five of Swords. There's that crow. Lots of crows there. And then we have, it was you. Yeah, you. I listened. I saw the crow when I was speaking. And then we have the Seven of Cups. Lots of masculine, like just beings here. We have 4 of the beings on these cards are men. Just thought I'd mention that. In the background of this Five of Swords card, we have a guy who's climbed a mountain, but there's like blood or something like splattered along the way. And that tends to be what the Five of Swords. It's like this victory at all costs, which causes pain. So there are no winners in war kind of energy. It is a rough card. And it's making me think of people who climb Mount Everest and they risk their lives to do that. And how many people die doing that. And it's an ego pursuit, you know, I won't say that's the same maybe for everyone. I'm sure some of those are very soulful pursuits, but for some of them it's an ego pursuit. I want to climb Mount Everest. I want to say that I've been able to do that. And is it really worth it? For some of them, no, because some of them literally die. And a lot of them don't listen to the advice and they think that their way of doing it, or they think that they're an exemption, you know, from advice. Or maybe they get up there and they don't, they're confused because they're in that higher altitude and they don't make wise decisions. And it's an interesting thing that we humans think we need to climb the tallest peaks and call that achievement. When I would argue that it's those of us who are plummeting the deepest depths and darkness and walking through that and coming out the other end and healing that and processing that. And I just feel like there are more noble pursuits. And I really honestly, I don't know where this is going. This may be relevant to some of you. I wonder if there's an energy of achievement for the sake of achievement that is an underlying influence right now. Like there are 2 energies here. Like on the right, we have a little bit harsher energy. We have an imbalance. And on the left over here, we have this, it's perfect balance. That's what the Six of Pentacles is about, is perfect balance. Seven of Pentacles is a balance in terms of putting energy in and receiving back from it. And then the Knight of Cups is this welcoming, loving energy that feels like just wanting to be alive for the sake of being alive and wanting to love for the sake of loving. And there's no ego involved there. There's just love. So it almost feels like there are 2 paths. Are we walking towards this path of achievement, or are we walking towards a path of love and balance? And so having to choose between the 2, I think, is where we're at right now. And I believe on this side, this balanced energy, you still are going to have that achievement, but it's going to resonate. The achievement of your goals are going to resonate in a way that feels more centered in the heart and more a pride of the heart as opposed to a pride of the ego. So and then the goals and the life and the purpose that intertwines all that you do are going to be more aligned with soul as well. So it really feels like this group, you guys need to have that understanding and that pulling away from ego and a deepening into heart space and love and just life experience in general. And recognizing that that's what's most important. Just experiencing and like just being with what is, being present with the human experience. That's what's most important to you right now. So find ways to shift into that and find that balance between walking towards achievement and experiencing true life. Your heart really wants to be the reason that you do everything in this life. The love inside your heart wants to be the driver and the goal. And even with this 9 of Wands where I said she looks a little bored, she's got that little light and that little spark, where you're going to find those last sparks to get you into the next phase isn't going to come from just motivation alone or goal achievement alone. It's going to come from a space of knowing that what you're doing matters and what you're doing has soul and impacts people in a way that shifts their energy and shifts their sense of alignment to their own true north and their own inner compass, their own heart space, their own love. And yeah, this is the shift you're making. And with the 7 of Pentacles being there and this man, and he's sending his love into this plant that he's been growing. He's planted a seed. He's nurturing the plant and it's growing. It's responding and it's coming from a heart-centered place. And yes, that sense of satisfaction does not, like, if you only gain satisfaction from the achievement of something, of a goal, that is going to be the most short-lived satisfaction because it's always going to be what's next, what's next, what's next. But if you gain satisfaction from your impact or from the way it made you feel or from the sheer pleasure and joy of what you're doing, then that's something that's lasts a lifetime. And the more you align to that energy, the more you deepen into your capacity to experience more of it. So that's where you want to go. That's where you want to open into those pleasurable experiences, into those heartfelt and heart-centered and purpose-driven experiences, and release any need to achieve something. Because one way or another, you're going to achieve it, but it's vapid and empty when you get there if you don't have that heart peace. So beautiful. I'm going to pull a few cards from the Tarot of Oneness now. And I have an oracle card that we're going to pull at the end where I like to read from the guidebook because it is very beautiful messages in that guidebook. And then we will get into the infinite prayer session. And so far for you in the infinite prayer, and I'm sure this is going to be a theme for all of them, but I just really want to pull you into your heart space and into your sense of purpose, of course, but it's more than that. It's a sense of satisfaction that comes from knowing that you matter, that you truly matter on this planet. And when we were talking about you unfolding into the world around you, it's because you're finally aligned to your heart. And once you align to your heart and the love in your heart, you can't help but let that overflow. Okay, so we have the 10 of Wands. Yeah. Ooh, the 2 of Wands. The Knight of Swords. And the 3 of Wands. Lots of expansion. Well, there's a completion with the Nine of Wands moving into the Ten of Wands. There's a completion of that energy. I do really, truly sense that you're headed into this heart-centered way of living, and that we're not going to, like, these long-held dreams, when they come to fruition, you're going to feel them throughout, like, your entire body, and you're going to be completely satisfied with the outcome. And it's not going to be some ego thing. You're not even going to care about that anymore. I really do feel like you're going to be centered. And with the Knight of Swords, or the Action of Swords, I love that too. Wow, that's so interesting that we were doing we were talking about climbing the mountain. Look at this card with the blue flag, like you did it kind of thing. And interestingly, it's like that is a part of your journey, getting to the top of that mountain and achieving the thing. But there's something here about, like, even with this shadow here, it's almost like he's like, you know what? I don't even need that anymore. And he's just riding on past the mountain. So it's not going to look the same. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of you have been walking towards something that when you land in it, because of these internal shifts that you've made, it's not going to feel or look the same as you thought. And that's a good thing. And when you get there, with this Three of Wands being here, it's like this whole new horizon opens up, and it's coming from that heart-centered place and that love-filled place, and that all of that connection to the rest of humanity, that you're just moving forward into connection, into intimacy, into peace, into pleasure, into expansion and embodiment. And you just you're letting go of so many ego things that you used to have such an attachment to. All right, let's go ahead and get our card from the Earth Warriors Oracle. Wow, this one just plowed right out. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take this one just because it really just shot right out. So we have number 28 with Kayente. And it says, sweet paradox of empowering grace. And we have a couple of Joshua trees and a hummingbird, if those are symbolic to anybody out there. Number 28, sweet paradox of empowering grace. When there is something within your heart that you know you are on this planet to accomplish, you shall be given equal grace, power, talent, and ability to succeed in that mission. This is the divine promise and sacred plan for you. If a miracle is required for success, then one shall be given. Pray with courage and confidence for your rightful divine inheritance, and allow your bold heart and loving soul to believe in your beautiful, hope-filled destiny. Kayente, the sky jewel of the Andes, brings you Hummingbird, who bears the soul medicine of spiritual grace, the evolution to conquer any obstacle, and the extraordinary power of the heart. The concept of spiritual grace can be challenging to the mind. We often don't realize just how much we have been conditioned to subconsciously demand that progress in our lives be difficult, even whilst at a conscious level we bemoan the struggle and wish that things could be easier. We want help, but we believe that we are unworthy or have to earn our success completely off the back of our own efforts. Whilst the divine wants us to engage and participate in the fulfillment of our destiny, if we do not surrender our arrogance and learn how to surrender spiritually, we will never fulfill our potential. There is a way to allow for spiritual grace so that any obstacle can be surmounted. Even the invisible ones that seem to block your progress from some unknown source. It is not a question of needing to become more powerful, but rather of your relationship to the divine needing to become more vitalized. Then grace can flow, creating success in the same situations that would have otherwise defeated you. When Hummingbird brings you medicine, you have a high spiritual destiny, one that is going to triumph against apparently insurmountable odds stacked against you. Hummingbirds have the highest metabolic rate of any animal on Earth, with their hearts capable of beating at over 1,000 beats per minute. These remarkable little creatures have exceptionally high need for oxygen, yet some of the species have evolved to thrive in the low oxygen, high altitude environment of the Andes Mountains, flying at over 15,000 feet above sea level in truly rarefied air. Wow, this high altitude mountain climbing achievement oriented energy is so powerful in this reading. You are meant to achieve those goals. It's just you have to reconnect to the why behind it. Otherwise, the achievement is going to feel so empty. You have to connect to your heart. Okay, this has become possible because of a seemingly tiny genetic mutation in how oxygen is metabolized in the blood. The subtle inner evolution opened up the power of some hummingbirds to thrive, quite literally, in higher worlds. Hummingbird medicine empowers the soul for success in situations that would seem the most unlikely. This medicine brings a subtle adjustment within the blood or feminine life force and how it receives and processes the enlivening presence of spirit. This in turn leads to extraordinary and heightened abilities. Trust in the incredible possibilities that are birthed through the union of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine energies within you. All right. Do we want to do the healing process? Yeah, I think we do. So this is something, it's kind of like a little intention that you can participate in. Rest quietly and be aware of your heart. As you place your hand there lightly, say aloud or say to yourself, I call upon the sacred testimony of all perfected ones who have laid down their blood for the very purpose for which I have been born. I bear witness to their sacred testimony of love in the spiritual realms as they call out for the cleansing of my bloodline. No impediment can stand against my divine fulfillment. Allow your heart to feel relaxed and peaceful. Without it having to make logical sense, allow yourself to speak from the heart now by saying, I ask for divine forgiveness for my own transgressions and for the transgressions within my ancestral line from the beginning of time. I open my heart with genuine remorse for all violations against love that I and my ancestors have ever made. Relax as you connect with your heart, and then continue by saying, pure sacrificial blood of the Sacred Heart has already been shed for our souls. The spiritual blood of unconditional love beating in the living Sacred Heart washes through my own heart and bloodline now, back to the beginning of time. This will evoke an energetic release from your blood, which you may feel if you are attuned to subtle energies. Rest and allow this to happen without attachment or analysis. Even if you don't consciously sense something taking place, it will be happening. When you are ready, complete the process with the following statement. Through the intercession of the divine blood testimony from the purest Sacred Heart, all impediments have been answered. Grace flows and divine love manifests. So be it. Finish with your hands in prayer. If there is an emotional release that follows this process in your dreams or in your daily life, take a moment to place one hand on your heart, reconnecting with a feeling of love and peace within. Know that this is a continuation of the healing release and that it will subside, leaving more space for grace and fulfillment to flow through you. You have completed your healing process. That was such a beautiful extension of what we talked about earlier with that feeling of wanting to move forward, but having and holding something in your being that isn't yours to carry. It could be something from your ancestry even that you've taken and identified with, but it's just not yours to carry. It's time to release. You're ready to reach these new heights, but you're ready to feel them with your whole heart. And you're ready to walk towards them with your whole heart. And you're ready to live your truest life, connected to your most highest state of being, most loving state of being. And you're just simply ready. So, alrighty. So I hope I see you in the infinite prayer. I'm going to write down my intention for you now for that session. Okay, so I wrote down my intention for you in the infinite prayer session is the forgiveness and grace you need to allow your heart to open to your highest embodiment in love and fulfillment in this life. So amazing. I hope I see you over there. The link will be down below. But otherwise, if you want to be supported by me, you can listen to my outro to see the many ways that can happen. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick-a-flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment, a sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to the Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel, my name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So the prompt that came through for your reading is listen to your heart, an exploration of the life and light of your truest compass. So my intention is to give you any messages from your heart, for your heart, simply to tap into this space in your being, this amazing compass of your soul, and just tell you what you need to hear in context of that. So we are entering into the infinite prayer after this reading. The infinite prayer is a space that you can enter into to connect to the divine. I provide a guided visualization and Reiki blessing. Reiki knows no space, time, or distance, so it is a powerful chance for you to connect to the divine flow of life force energy that is rightfully yours to connect to. But these sessions are special, powerful, and unique, and if you feel called after this reading, there will be a link down below for that session. So let's get into your reading. You chose group number 3 with the pink carnation. The color pink symbolizes compassion, tenderness, and femininity. It is another color for the heart chakra aside from green. And this color in particular, this fuchsia pink, always makes me think of self-expression, individuality, self-love. Just a really beautiful pink carnation here. And we're going to get a channeled message from this flower. So let's see what she has to say to you. There are so many parts of you that have been offline for too long. Parts of you that were expressed when you were younger. Parts of you that you've told yourself or the society has told you is unacceptable or wrong or embarrassing or whatever the case may be. But there are tamped down parts of you that are ready to be enlivened, ready to be exploded into your being, expressed through your being, vibrant, sometimes loud parts of you that want to be seen and heard. And it is time. It is time to be all of you again. It is time to stop playing small. It is time to be the colorful, beautiful, exuberant light that you are, because it is who you are. You just have to remember her. That is it. You did not lose any part of yourself. You never lost this part of yourself. You've just put a gate up. You put a little wall up, and we're tearing down that wall. So yes. Okay, so that's your message from this lovely pink carnation. And let's see what the rest of your reading has in store for you. So I pulled a card from the Treekeepers Oracle. And your card is number 32. With Keeper of Creativity. I think that is totally in keeping with that fuchsia pink carnation's message for you. There, like a full-blown burst of expression wants to pour through you, and it could be through creative means. You are a creative soul, and there are ways, like you're a vibrant soul, and you're meant to be heard, seen, experienced, acknowledged. This could be through your voice, this could be through your art, this could be through movement, just simply your full-blown personality. Your personality is a work of art. There's something so beautiful and vibrant and amazing and colorful about you that's ready to pour forth. And I just feel like there was a grayness and like a blocking that was coming through in the beginning of this, and almost like embarrassed, like I'm embarrassed of something, or I'm tamping something down because it's too loud, or it's too different, or it's too, I don't know, like there's just, I just want to shake you and tell you the world needs exactly that thing that you're tamping down. That's what the world needs of you. So please, please, please stop hiding it away. We need you. That is the energy that's coming forward. So let's pull some more cards to get some more context here. But it's a colorful freedom. Man, you do have the time. You do have the energy to do the thing you want to do. To work on that hobby, to work on that passion of yours. Gosh, you've been tamping down too many parts of yourself. Just slowly let them start to emerge. Be creative in it. Have fun with it. Allow yourself to be imperfect in it. We have Lizard, number 18, Tuatara, dreaming, sight, knowledge, and yes, hidden gifts. I think if you start allowing these parts of yourself to unfold and overflow, you will realize that you have more gifts than you can ever have imagined of yourself. That your gifts could only grow and grow and be more honed and be more honed and be more like received more deeply from the world around you. So you're meant to go down rabbit holes of creativity. You're meant to go down rabbit holes of knowing yourself and expressing yourself. And then we also have, we have number 11 with the lion. Power, loyalty, leadership, and family. Okay. Wow. There's something here about you being a trailblazer and a leader in your quote unquote field, or something that you do that's uniquely you're going to pave a path, like a powerful path for others to follow you. Interesting. It's very important that you follow this path. It's the path that brings the most color, freedom, and light into your world. The path that you're the most curious about, the path that brings the most healing, the path that feels like a taboo sometimes, or like you're doing something wrong, but it's the only thing that feels right for you. It's that kind of energy. Because when you are trailblazing, when you are paving a path that's never been paved before, it feels wrong at first. It's like you feel like you're going the wrong direction because it doesn't make sense. But ultimately, when you get to where you need to, like to where you're going, which is the unknown right now, but one day it will be known, it will all make sense. And you'll have opened doors for not only for yourself, but for so many people. Beautiful. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Journey of Love. I pulled the Animal Oracle because I feel like animals are just, they live in their heart and in their instinct. And I thought that was perfect for this reading. Yeah, falling into your work is like falling into divine flow, falling into natural flow, nature, like an animal instinct. So there's something you're meant to do that at first could feel unnatural because you're breaking away from more, quote, like civilized, this sounds weird, but like civilized things or societally accepted things, and you're breaking into something new and different, and it feels weird, but once you're in it, it feels like the only thing that's natural to you. It's like animal instinct. We have number 26 with Guardian of the Soul Family. And with power, we have family. There are not that many words here, and family has shown up twice. So there might be something here with your work leading you to soul family or literal family, or like, you know, that one day will be your literal family. We also have let the feminine, yep, definitely, let the feminine lead the way. You're meant to fall into flow. You're meant to fall into the chaos and the beauty and the color of your creative gifts. And even if you don't think you're creative, like I said earlier, what is the thing that brings you that curiosity, that makes you feel like you're breaking down barriers? It's something. It is something. We are all creative beings. It doesn't mean in the artistic realms only. It means where you feel bold and where you feel most like yourself and where you feel like you're breaking down like those gates for people and opening up minds, or whatever the case may be. It's going to be different for everyone, but there is that barrier breaking thing inside of you that is ready to burst out. Find that and follow that. That's where you're meant to go. You're safe in doing that. And I think it's going to be one of those things where at first you're going to have to remind yourself that you're safe in following, because feminine flow is chaotic. I mean, there's a reason why the patriarchy wants to control the feminine, because the feminine is powerful. And you're finally allowing yourself to unleash that power. So let's get into the tarot from the Light Seers Tarot. Whew, you guys like enlivened me. I was feeling a little low energy, and this energy is just like, yes, like follow this path, follow your creativity. It feels exciting. It feels like tantalizing. Okay, we have the Page of Cups. I kind of love this Page of Cups for you because it's like pigs fly. There's a pig flying, and that's the energy. It's like this weird upside down, like his legs are hanging up here, like upside down, topsy-turvy kind of world. But then we have these hands down here. It's like full of, oh my God, I never really thought about this, but look at this guy. He's like in spirit, his hands reaching out to another like spiritual hand to like make a little heart. And it's just this out of the box weirdo energy. There's like a spontaneity to this. There's a freedom. It's making me think of like, there's this guy, his name's Demon Darling on TikTok, and he goes and he gives money to people in Walmart, but he's also like this weird trickster. Like the way he goes about it is like, he's just disrupting convention, disrupting the normal flow of things. Like we're all supposed to be living in this box, and he's just like the way he does things, it's just like disrupting people's weird little worlds. He just goes up to people and says crazy things, and it like throws off the balance of everything. But that's a good, because we're all living in such, like we have to conform and we have to act a certain way in public, and we're all just like, everybody's boxed in and tightened up, and we just need those wild cards, and you're a wild card. All right, so let's keep pulling. We have, the Ace of Swords. Yeah, you're about to go down some rabbit holes for sure. And you're going to be opening up new doors in your soul, new doors in your heart, new doors in your life in general, in your way of being. Oh, we have the Ten of Cups. This is a message that without you following this path, the picture won't be complete. The picture of your story, the picture of your ultimate fulfillment won't be complete unless you are creatively fulfilled, unless you are in your wild energy and able to live that out, in your free energy, in your even sometimes erratic and chaotic. Like you have permission to be in that energy at least part of the time. You're giving yourself permission to be in, because that's what creativity is. It is destruction and creation. It's like breaking things down to build them up. Like that's the essence of it. That's what the feminine is. It's not something you can delineate. Like it's not something you can put in a box. It's not something you can explain. It just is. And you're meant to fall into that flow and be a part of that. We need more people like you that are giving themselves permission to do that. We have Oh, the Hermit. Interesting. That's sweet. Then we have the Knight of Wands, which makes sense. That's that chaos, like that erratic a bit energy. And the Eight of Wands. Wow. Okay. Well, it's so interesting. The Hermit card looks so serene and peaceful, and she's sitting there solo, just learning about herself and knowing herself. And this feels like something you've achieved. You know who you are. You know your voice. You know the light that emanates from you. And you know the truth that emanates from you. And you're contented in that. And it's simple and it's good. And there's such a contrast to this energy when I pick up this card. And when I look down here and I see the Knight of Wands drumming her drum with the wild bronco in the back, like bucking his, like, you know, up on his hind legs. All the fire element here. The Eight of Wands is just so much energy. It's this fast-paced forward movement, things shifting really quickly. I think there's a message here that all it takes is that one pure, simple little spark of inspiration to ignite a lightning bolt, a crazy flow of light and color and creativity out of you. If you're ready to create, well, you are ready to create. That's the message. You're ready to create. So if there's any doubt around that, all this is saying is all you have to do is sit still with yourself and listen in for the voice within and what it wants to say. And you will receive that divine spark of insight and inspiration. And it will take you into a journey of creativity and flow and self-expression. And that's it. You just have to go on the journey. You don't know where it's going to take you until you take the journey. You're not going to know what it's going to look like at the end. And that's part of the fun, the mystery of it all. I'm going to pull a few cards from the Tarot of Oneness and see what else we have here. I love this reading. It feels so good. And it feels like this, whatever this journey is of creativity for you, is going to take you right into the center of your highest fulfillment with the Ten of Cups. And again, with the family energy, this could be leading you to your forever family, your soul family, connecting you to the collective more deeply. Oh, yes, definitely. We have Three of Cups. That is gatherings. That is people coming together, celebrations. We have the World. And that the World is just making me, like, it's a card of completion. And a lot of times it's like wrapping up cycles, closing cycles. But for me, it just feels like this, allowing this journey to be a part of your life, like on the regularly, I feel like is your feeling of fulfillment and completion within. Your feeling of knowing I don't need anything else other than this. This makes me happy. This makes me feel complete being on this journey. We also have the High Priestess and one more. Ooh, the Six of Wands. Interesting. So for those of you who want to present what you create, which I think a lot of you do, because we did have that message earlier of opening up doors for other people, and a lot of this talking about connecting to the human family. What you create is going to help people connect with the High Priestess. It's going to help people connect to their higher selves. It's going to help people connect to their true north, their inner compass, and it's going to, those are the doors. Those are the doors you're opening. You're opening up doors inside people's soul. I mean, you're inspiring them to open up their own doors. So that's interesting. And I'm seeing a bunch of people having doors in their soul open up and them following their own inner light and their own inner sparks in the same way that you did. And in doing so, helping to create a new world, helping to birth a new world into existence. You're a part of this movement. And maybe there was someone who came before you that paved the path for you, but you're a part of this mass movement of people following their souls, aligning with the color and light and truth of their hearts and their souls and their beings, and allowing themselves to fall into that. And let that creation, it feels like a co-creation with the divine. Let that creation process just unfold and just fall into trust of the love that exists in you and all around you. And know that where you'll land is in a better place, in a place of more love, in a place of more understanding, more forgiveness, more light, more peace, more enlightenment. And yeah, it feels really good. It feels whatever you're headed towards and whatever you're doing, whatever journey you're about to walk on, that feels a little unsteady, but it's the only thing that lights your heart up, or one of the only things that lights your heart up. You gotta go for it. There's no other choice. So follow those sparks, those divine sparks, and see where they lead you. Definitely see them through to completion with the world. And Six of Wands, of course, is if you're putting things out there, so well received, so honored by the world around you. Trust in that. Needed, very needed too. All right, so the final thing I'm doing is pulling a card from the Earth Warriors Oracle. I'm going to actually read from the guidebook because the messages in the guidebook are so beautiful. So what is group number 3? What do they need to hear from this deck? Let's see. Oh my God, this card, it's like it wants to come out, but it won't come out. But I'm being stubborn about it. I'm taking it. Number 19, which is a number of the Sun card in tarot, which is a card of full-blown self-expression and joy. But chakra. Yes, oh my God. Time to cross the threshold. Okay, I'm going to read this now. All right, here we are. Change is afoot. You won't feel in control of the process. Trust in what is new, different, or exciting to you. Don't assume that unless all things happen easily, then you must be on the wrong path. Yes, 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 yes. This is exactly what we were talking about. And even just the way I was like, I know this card wants to open up or like wants to come off this, but it wouldn't come. It's like sometimes when those sparks come, you have to sit with them and you have to wait and you have to be stubborn and be like, no, I'm going to act on this spark. And then once you act on it, it's just, anyway, okay. You are on the correct path, even if the birthing pains to fulfill it are challenging. Sorry, there are so many confirmations in this already. Like when I talked about everybody birthing a new world. So maybe there will be those like contractions, those birthing pains along the way, but they're so worth it. You are guided to reject societal norms about how you are supposed to live or what sort of things you are supposed to value. Instead, trust your own values and believe in the truths that you feel within your own heart. In time, the world will be ready to recognize and benefit from your spiritual growth. The universe is helping you in all ways, including through correct timing. At the right moment, you will leave the past behind you and enter into the fullness of the present moment, opening up to the brightness of your future. Spiritual guidance. The Oracle of Chakra comes as a portent of crossing, a spiritual bridge between one world and another. The purpose of this is to increase spiritual light within you, promoting evolutionary revolution, a kind of healing alchemy which cannot be undone. Chakra is the oracle of destiny, of events unfolding according to the greater movements of the heavens. This is a sign of a blessing, but it also requires conscious human participation so that the loving will of the heavens can manifest fully in the world for the benefit of all. Through how you choose to live, think, and act, this sacred shift can benefit many lives, including your own. This oracle is a sign that destiny will meet with your personal efforts, and the result of this sacred convergence shall be the fulfillment of an inner potential brought to life in the world. Systems and belief structures based on, by the way, if some of you are coming from group number 2, Hi, because this is so resonant with group number 2 too. System and belief structures based on disempowerment and inequality will ultimately fail. Perhaps not by one grand strike of love's army, but rather through the continual expression of new ideas that challenge the status quo, call attention to truth, and invite an inspired vision of a new way that honors all from a place of spiritual equality. This is love in action, chipping away at that which would otherwise enslave the human soul in fear. It starts within us. It is the movement of consciousness destabilizing the old ways of domination and darkness, paving the way for the emergence of a new consciousness of wisdom, discernment, and love. When your journey requires you to stand apart from the crowd, don't be afraid to embrace your outsider status and the freedom it bestows upon you, to think differently and objectively, analyze what isn't working with the clarity that comes with a more remote point of observation. Your unconventional views may cause discomfort to some at first, but it is of the good sort. The good sort of discomfort. This sort of discomfort can stimulate a healing crisis, a divine disruption that cracks faulty belief systems, making way for inspired innovation and radical improvement. It is through the failure of that which cannot take us where we need to go that new ideas are able to come to the fore. Things not working out as we had anticipated is nothing to fear. It is often mistaken as a no from the universe, but is really just saying, there's a better way. There will be those that lead humanity into the new world, and those that try to hold on to the old ways. You are part of the spiritual spearhead piercing through established and unhealthy paradigms. Do not be disheartened by absence of support at first, nor by risk, or the possibility that the birthing of your idea into the world may take a longer time than you wished. Do not be concerned if most do not yet understand where you are coming from, or if resources are scarce at this time, as other more recognized and conventional points of view are granted more support in the world. Have faith, because once the time has come for the alternative view to take root and grow, the success shall be swift. Ooh, let me say this again. Have faith, because once the time has come for the alternative view to take root and grow, the success shall be swift and far-reaching. That is that 6 of Wands for you. So you stay true to your course and you create what you want to create. And one day it will resonate and it will take hold and it will be so well nurtured that it will be so far reaching your impact. Persevere and keep your faith in the right outworks of all matters according to a higher plane. Time is working in your favor, so don't resist it. Interesting. This oracle comes with divine promise. Your time shall come. I love that. Okay, there's a little healing process at the end. So stand comfortably, or you can sit with your arms above your head, reaching for the heavens. Gently guide your arms down until your hands rest lightly on your heart. Then continue to lower your arms, outstretching them again as they reach towards the earth. Say aloud, may the unconditional love of Hanapacha, of the celestial grace of the divine, bless the highest expressions of pure love on this planet through all systems, all beings, all creations. May my destiny and the loving destiny of all earth warriors manifest through unconditional love and divine grace for the highest good. May K-Pacha, the lives of all in the here and now, know the grace of divine love made manifest. May Uka-Pacha, the deeper realms of existence, provide energy filtered through the purifying veil of unconditional love so as to serve the greatest good of all. So be it. Repeat the 3 steps with your arms again, finishing in prayer position at your heart. You have completed your healing process. All right, group number 3. So 3 is making me think of the 3 of Wands for some reason with expansion. But ultimately, I want to write down my intention for you for the infinite prayer session. So for your group, I want to call on your guides. I want to call on your spirit guides to help you to align to the creative force within your being that is ready to birth something beautiful in this world. So the seeds may have already been planted and you're on your way, or you may be planting entirely new seeds. But we're bringing in that Empress fertile, powerful, new life and birth energy for you in that session. All right. I hope I see you in that infinite prayer session. There will be a link down below, but otherwise you can listen to my outro to see the many ways in which I can support you, including my Patreon, where I do infinite prayer sessions every month. So thank you so much. Bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to the Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel, my name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers, along with a tarot, to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for this reading, the prompt that came through is listen to your heart, an exploration of the life and light of your truest compass. So my intention for this reading is to connect to that true compass of your heart, truest compass of your heart. The heart space is a powerful guide. It holds so much more power than any other energy center in our body, in our being. And this part of you has a message for you, or maybe this part of you needs a message from spirit, and we're gonna just go down the rabbit hole and see what comes through. So you chose group number 4 with the sage green carnation. So the sage green color actually symbolizes natural wisdom, tranquility, and a deep connection to nature. I thought this was such a sweet little flower, and weirdly, I don't really feel like you see a lot of green flowers. So I really like this. But we're going to go ahead and do a channel message from the flower herself or himself, not sure. Gender fluid flower here. And let's see what they have to say to you. Be at peace with where you're at on your path. You truly are right where you're meant to be. You're not doing anything wrong. Stop being so hard on yourself. Love yourself more. Love yourself right where you're at. And all your unachieved goals and dreams, and all your progress and how far you've come. In this moment, right here, right now, you're being called to love yourself. Love your path. Love the place that you're in, because it's you. It's you. It's uniquely you. And while some of you out there may be saying, I can't love this place, you can say, I can love myself though, right here, right now. That is one thing I do have control to do, is to love myself, no matter the circumstances. And that's what you're being called to do right now. Alrighty, thank you, Sage Green Carnation. Yeah, there's just such an energy of acceptance coming through, acceptance of where you're at on your path, and self-love, just love for all that you are, all that you're not, unconditional self-love is really coming through. So let's go ahead and see what Treekeepers Oracle card you have. And we have number 22, which is 22 is a powerful number for me. I don't know if it is for some of you out there, but it's one of the master numbers in numerology. And this is a card that says Keeper of Intuition. You have helpers in spirit that are ready to connect with you, new helpers in spirit. And if some of you out there, and I'm like this, where I feel the energy of the divine, but I don't have this like unique connection to specific guides or angels. Well, sometimes angels, like archangels and stuff, but it's more of, I just kind of flow through and I listen to my intuition, and I kind of just call it my intuition. But I would venture to say and guess that there are probably multiple guides that I do work with that I'm probably unaware that I work with. But the message here is that there are new guides or a new guide that wants to come through and work with you moving forward, and they want to make themselves known. And they're going to make themselves known. So there will be signs. I'm seeing an owl right now as I speak. I'm seeing the color pink, like a light pink. This feels very feminine. There will be signs, and there will be some circumstances where you can't ignore the signs. And I guess what this guide is saying is to acknowledge them. And it's like you don't need to acknowledge them in every instance. You don't have to always know they're there. But they know that you felt that sign. Or maybe when it comes that you will have felt that sign. And they want you to acknowledge that connection, because that builds a deeper bridge. So if you can say it out loud, you can say it in prayer to yourself, but I acknowledge you. Thank you so much for being here. I am honored by your presence, and I want to move forward with your help because I know how valuable it is. And I'm so honored that God has sent you my way. So something like that. There's a divine bridge to a guide or guides that is coming through for you. So that's really lovely. I love that. There's an emerald here, by the way. I didn't mention this in the other readings, but for some reason the emerald was like, hi, say hi to me. Spirit energies needing acknowledgement. So it's kind of funny. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Spirit or the Secret Language of Animals Oracle. Aw, yes, like love yourself and your imperfections. Like I was noticing usually I use this white cloth for my readings, but I wanted color in this one. So I went and found some fabric at a fabric store, and it's like crinkly, but I ironed it as best I could. I did all that I could to make it straight. And I'm still kind of, part of me was judging it, but it was like, I don't know, there's just that energy of loving yourself in the imperfection. Like this is just very human. Like, it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't make the reading any less potent or powerful. So I just think showing up in your humanness doesn't affect how amazing you are and how powerful you can be and how much love can be expressed through you in any given time or day. But we have the lizard with Tuatara, and one of the other groups got this. We have dreaming, sight, knowledge, and hidden gifts. And then we have the caribou, perseverance, resourcefulness, movement, and determination. I'm just going to keep pulling cards because nothing's really coming through yet. There's a message here to take more stock in what you know internally than the signs that are coming to give you information externally. I feel like there might be an imbalance where you've been looking for signs in the external world, but when you already know deep down the answer to what you seek. So there's a message here to trust your intuition more and quit doubting your intuition. It's really powerful, actually. And with the caribou being about perseverance, movement, resourcefulness, determination. And the lizard is talking about like knowledge, sight, dreaming, hidden gifts. These two energies together are giving, quit letting external invalidation or validation slow you down from walking towards what you already know within. And you've had plenty of signs. And it's kind of like that spirit guide. Like, I've given you signs. I just need that acknowledgement of those signs as truth for you. You've already had plenty of signs, and most of them have come internally. Like, they've come from a resonance from deep within. And you may have gotten signs in the external to reflect that back. But those were only reflections of what you, like, it came from within first. And that's how powerful you are, is that they reflected back to you in the physical world. It didn't come from the physical world into you. It came from you, and you bended reality from that place. So you have to keep doing that. And not be surprised when it happens again. When you continue to bend reality. When you continue to walk towards what you know to be true with determination. And you see things start to reflect back to you after that. It's not a fluke. It's a product of you walking towards what you power, like, you know, within. We have Shakti. Ooh, yes. That is like life force energy. By the way, I don't know, did I mention to you guys that we're doing the infinite prayer? I don't think I did in my intro. We are doing the infinite prayer today. So the infinite prayer is a space you can enter into and receive an energy healing transmission. So I do have my Reiki master level. I do use Reiki and the distance symbol with Reiki, but I also it's my connection to the divine that helps me to create a container for you to connect to the divine in your own unique way. So I'm simply a reflection, like, I'm simply a container. I mean, it's kind of coming through in a weird way within the message of this reading, that if I've come to you and you feel called to go into the infinite prayer session, that is because of a shift you're ready for. That is because of your relationship with the divine. And I'm a reflection of that. And I can help hold space in a way for that. So what the infinite prayer session is a guided visualization and a Reiki blessing. And so a lot of times affirmations will come through, messages will come through in that space, but ultimately you open to receive an energetic, I mean, you could call it an upgrade, you can call it a shift, but you're letting that life force energy come through. And that's something you always have access to. It's just, I'm kind of here to help, like, boost it. So that's, the link will be down below if you do feel called to that. And it will correlate directly with this heart opening reading that I'm doing. So number 5, the communal dance. That's beautiful. I love this card. It's really pretty. I actually want to show you this card. It is people holding hands and dancing. There's so much color. I love the number 5 as a number of change. There's the moon up in the sky here. I was thinking of the moon with this number 18 here too, and like murkiness, and having to, like, you with that perseverance, having to move forward on your intuition, even sometimes in murkiness. But ultimately, again, with the Shakti energy, the life force energy that pours through you and works through you. It is interconnected to all of the world. And I feel and see an enlivening of that reality for you. So basically what I mean by that is that with the communal dance, when, like, the more you awaken to this life force energy that's coming through you, the more you're going to start recognizing how it's all interrelated in the network of humanity and the entire earth. And there's a grid there. There's a balance of giving and receiving there. There's a healthy way to go about allowing yourself to be animated by this life force and allowing it to flow through you. And it's a flow. It's a receiving and a giving. You're just letting it flow through you. So you're always receiving and you're always giving. This connection to the divine is going to be the spark that helps connect you to the greater collective. Whatever that means for you, being connected to the greater collective. It's a way that you'll feel connected to other human beings, the collective consciousness of humanity, that feels right, that feels good, that feels natural, and it feels like you. It feels like you have a place in all of it that makes sense, where you feel like you belong. That's what it will feel like. And I, like, even as I'm speaking, I'm closing my eyes. And to access this energy, you must close your eyes and feel it within first. And follow those threads of fate, follow those threads of love and color and desire and passion and yearning. Follow those things to connect to those out there that truly on a soul level already know you. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to pull some tarot now from the Light Seers Tarot. Yeah, I kind of, I had a feeling. The Two of Cups, some of you may be looking for a partnership or wanting to find companionship. When I was channeling that message, there was something about follow that desire, that passion, that yearning. Like the word yearning came through. And it was a yearning for connection. And Two of Cups is about that connection, that communion, that soulmate relationship is it's the potential right now. And it starts, I love this because it starts from within. It starts from you acknowledging that there is that potential for connection and kind of sniffing it out. It sounds it does almost feel instinctual in a way. It's making me think of swans. They mate for life, like an instinctual, like when you find that one kind of thing and it's instinctual and you just know it and it's a mate for life situation. That's the energy that's coming through. Your body will know when you've met the right person. And again, if you've been feeling an internal opening to that, follow that, trust in that. I mean, ultimately, this number 22 with Keeper of Intuition is your overarching theme of this whole reading. And you know what you're walking towards. You've always known. And things can change just like that. And all you have to do is close your eyes and take those steps, which obviously that sounds, but it's kind of like Fool card energy, like close your eyes and take those steps, take that leap, that kind of trusting your instincts. It's like an animal in the dark, just using all the other senses to kind of follow the flow. We have, oh my gosh, yes, exactly. We have the Three of Cups as well. So this could be just new community members, new soulmate friendships, sisterhood, brotherhood. This is new connection for you. All right, I want to keep pulling cards because there's so many energies that were coming through at first and now it's kind of moving into, but I don't know. I think a lot of this I've been talking about connection to the whole of humanity and connection to other human beings. Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and the Moon. We mentioned the Moon, so that's cool. There are also, on the Moon card, there's a dog and a wolf, or two dogs, two wolves, can't tell. But when I was talking about like an animal in the night, I was thinking of like a dog or a wolf and how they can sniff their way out to their pack. They can sense their pack. It's a powerful pull. And that's the energy that's coming through for you. You can't really miss you finding the place you're meant to be in this world. And it feels to me, as I was channeling those initial messages, that there's just, you're being reminded to find that belonging within first. Find that balance within first. Again, stop looking around you and just taking the lack or absence of these connections you want, the materialization of dreams that you want, and taking that as proof that it's not possible, when you've known all along that it's possible, and you've had so many signs. With the Six of Pentacles here, the way in which you're moving forward, the relationships that are coming in for you are very balanced, very natural, very flowy and real and conscious and good. They're energizing, not draining. They're uplifting. They don't try to pull you down. They want to see you soar. They want to see you grow. They challenge you. Moving forward with the Seven of Pentacles being right next to it, and this, you can see this guy, he's nurturing his plant. The relationships you nurture and you invest in, it will, not that like relationships are like you're trying to get something out of it, but like if you've come from a place of investing in relationships that don't really pay off, like that sounds so weird, like I don't want to say it like pays off, but maybe you've invested in relationships that, and you've given and given to relationships that never really like came to fruition, to like never really served you or never really gave back to you. We're really moving away from that energy, and this is an existential threshold you're crossing into healthy relationships, into ones that simply feel right and simply just are, and it's a place you belong, and it's people who won't give up on you, and people who will see the good in you, relentlessly see the good in you, who will offer grace as a perpetual given. Yeah, it's really, you're moving into beautiful, harmonized relationships. I'm curious about the Nine of Wands and the Moon. The rest I've kind of channeled through those energies, but what is the Nine of Wands and what is the Moon about? Well, this Nine of Wands, she almost looks like suspicious, and there is a gate in front of her, and we were talking about that threshold, and I wonder if there's a part of you that doesn't believe in the balance and reciprocity in a relationship or relationships that you deserve. Doesn't really, maybe you're moving into a situation where this is new, where a dynamic is new, a healthy dynamic is new, and you might be a little like almost suspicious of it at first. And with the Moon card, the Moon can be about connecting to your intuition, but a lot of times it's having to wait out murkiness, having to wait out. Yeah, but then I think the Moon does have to do with that message about instincts in the dark, because at first in this feels like an initiation into the loving embrace of a partner, or the loving embrace of a new friend, or a new community. But it's the shift into, I mean, there's going to be a internal processing that happens when you go from unhealthy relationships generally to balanced ones, and it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time to get used to and to adjust and to ground your nervous system into the new way. And that's okay. I want to remind you, this thread of you are all right exactly as you are We love you. I love you. You are loved exactly as you are on every single, like in any moment, every molecule of your being is loved. No matter where you are in the process of your human journey, no matter how imperfect and how many mistakes you think you're making, you are loved. And that's how it will feel. You'll know that along the way because this person or these people will be expressive of that and will put in the work to make sure you know that, and it will come natural to them. You won't be a drain. It will just come natural to them because that's what their heart wants to do, because they love you and they see you, and it's just a witnessing to your unfoldment is so to them it's an honor. So that's really beautiful. Love that. Cool. I really do kind of feel like, friendships and new people who want to come into your world are speaking to you right now, and it feels really good. You are safe. You are safe in moving forward across this threshold. So all is well. So I'm going to read one final card. So I'm pulling a card from the Earth Warriors Oracle as a final message here. And I like to read from the guidebook from this oracle because the messages are so beautiful. So let's see what you have. All right. So your card is number 8, which is a number of abundance, by the way. We have Uluka Vahini, and then she who rides the owl brings justice. Was it you I mentioned the owl with? I think there was an owl in another reading, but I think there was an owl with you with that spirit guide that was coming through. So number 8. All right. She who rides the owl brings justice. I love that. I am the goddess of karma, wealth, and balance. I come to correct adharma, that which is dark, unnatural, and goes against nature, life, love, and goodness. I redress the misuse of wealth and power. I enact divine justice and restore divine order. Trust in the innocence of your own soul and fear not, for I am ever watchful, and my power brings truth. Divine justice is always brought to bear. Don't waste your valuable time and energy worrying about people getting away with things. It's not possible. Everything is balanced out by karma in the long run. If you feel down or depressed, take action immediately to reconnect to joy, healing energy, and vitality of spirit. All things are measured and metered by clear divine vision, and your job is to put your faith in the work of the divine, whilst you tend to your own journey with trust and commitment. From the perspective of those awakened hearts, the world can sometimes appear to be a disturbing and frightening place where negativity activity leads to prosperity, whilst good and worthy people struggle and suffer. It may appear that those who have wisdom are barely heard, whilst angry people with fear in their heart are afforded attention and power. It may seem that what matters most is tended to the least, whilst destructive purposes gain mass support and constructive causes struggle to maintain existence. It is very easy with such a view of things for the pure of heart to become angry, bitter, and despairing. However, you are meant to be a light in this world, and it is important that you allow Great Spirit to support you in this task. Safeguarding your state of mind is essential for you to accomplish your life purpose. If you get caught up in negative thinking, as may happen from time to time, allow Great Spirit to guide you back to the truth of your inner light. Remember that the divine is more powerful than any nightmare created by human darkness. You don't have to deny the dark side of human nature or its manifest consequences for the health of the planet, but you do need to keep yourself secure within the light so that you can effectively fulfill your destiny as an earth warrior. Joy, happiness, and peace will not diminish your motivation to serve love. Rather, they will ensure you have enough energy to do so effectively. Whether you are facing a sense of injustice in your personal life or feel despair at the choices humanity is making in a broader sense, know that the divine has a grander plan than we can possibly understand. We are here to fight for love and do all that we can to honor what is true for us. We are meant to call upon the universe for assistance in all ways possible. We are meant to use our strengths of love, compassion, wisdom, light, and kindness to be kick-ass earth warriors who will never give up, who are smart enough to use every resource they can, including their living connection to Great Spirit, to affirm correct priorities that honor life. In this way, we uplift ourselves and inspire others through our life journey. There are dark forces that want you to lose hope, because they know that when your heart is hopeful, you are unstoppable. Trust that the divine will take care of the darkness. Trust that karmic forces will balance the scales of higher justice with unerring accuracy, whilst you do everything in your power to remain connected to the light as you bring your loving energy, purpose, and passion to the world. So there's a little healing process at the end here, and you can, it says, repeat this prayer aloud 3 times, or you can say it to yourself. I'll say it 3 times. Through unconditional divine love and my own free will, I surrender that which is not rightfully mine. Through unconditional divine love and my own free will, I surrender that which is not rightfully mine. Through unconditional divine love and my own free will, I surrender that which is not rightfully mine. Bow your head and open your hands, palm facing up. Allow this to feel like a position of surrender and vulnerability. You may like to imagine or pretend that you are releasing old energy out of your hands and it is gently dripping into the earth where it can be naturally transformed by the Earth Mother's alchemical power. Take a few moments here. Don't be afraid to let go. Remember that you could be unintentionally holding on to things that you don't even want. Or you could be holding on to things that you think you want and need, but are actually getting in the way of you receiving what will be amazing, helpful, wonderful, and perfect for you in all ways. When you are ready, raise your hand and your head and hands back to a comfortable position. Now say aloud or to yourself, love can conquer anything, even karma. Through divine grace and mercy, I call upon unconditional love to cleanse, purify, and assist me now in all ways. May divine love flow through me to manifest the will of Great Spirit in the world. May all beings who have become lost in darkness be mercifully guided back into the light of divine love through the grace of Great Spirit. So be it. Place your hands in front of your heart with palms facing up as if to receive. Keep your hands softly there and close your eyes as you chant or say aloud. The divine blesses me. I am filled and blessed. The divine blesses me. I am filled and blessed. The divine blesses me. I am filled and blessed. Relax for a few moments, feeling gratitude and a fullness of heart. Interesting. All 3 of the first ones were directly relevant to the reading, and that was the first one that felt a little different, but I suppose it could relate to people who have been wronged, and maybe that's that hesitation to move forward into right relationships, because I could see that being a hesitation and a fear, but there's just this divine justice coming through and this righting of wrongs and this good flowing into the void of where you've released old karma and old baggage and old ways of being in relationships that don't serve you. So the justice, the scales balancing is something beautiful coming in to take its place, and there are no catches, there are no pitfalls here. It's just love. So let it in, let it in, let it in. Alrighty, group number 4. This was a beautiful reading. Thank you so much. I am honored by your presence. I hope I see you in the Infinite Prayer Session. Again, the link will be down below if you feel called to it. Oh, future Krista chiming in for group number 4. I forgot to tell you my intention that I wrote down for you for the Infinite Prayer Session. So I wrote down, I want to bring you into a surrender and opening to the reality that what is coming to you is trustworthy and good. So I want to bring you into a safety and vulnerability in opening to receive. I feel like you have left behind so much, and you've created a void and so many beautiful relationships and opportunities and things want to pour in there. And I think there's a little bit of guardedness, and I just want to help you feel safe in that. So that's my intention for your Infinite Prayer Session. So as you see, I'm getting the little grid set up here. So again, if you feel called, link down below. Thank you so much. I also have other ways that I can support you, like my Patreon. You can just listen to my outro, and if you feel called to, and I hope I see you in another reading. Thank you. Bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick-a-flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved.